keep moving as your names are called. Three should be, because you know your order now. And three students should be here at a time.
Okay. Your mask. Sir ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರು. ನಾನು ನಿಂತಿದೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಸ್ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸಸಿ ಓಕೆ
Have you all with us today for the graduation ceremony 2022 of the Bangalore Campus. I, Nikhil Anand,
and I, Rakshita Kochar, welcome nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Bharat Sanghvi, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Meena Chintamaneni, Chairman, Local Management Committee, Shri Shailesh Patel, Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Meenakshi Srinivasan, Director Partner, Global DevSec Ops Practice, IBM Consulting, and Director, Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar, to the graduation ceremony 2022 of the Bengaluru Campus.
I, Nikhil Anand, also welcome the faculty members, students, parents, and the NMIMS staff for this ceremony. May I now request Mr. Srinivas Murthy for the invocation song and request all the dignitaries to light the auspicious ceremonial lamp, a symbol of brightness and prosperity.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वेषु शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मम पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा निःशेषजाड्यापहा. Thank you.
To initiate the graduation ceremony proceedings.
I request the nominee of Honorable Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, Shri Bharat Bhai Sangvi, to declare the Convocation of Bangalore Campus 2022 open.
I declare the graduation ceremony 2022 of NMIMS Bengaluru Campus open.
I would now like to request Shri Bharat Sangvi, nominee of Honorable Chancellor and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to formally welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Meenakshi Srinivasan, with a memento and a bouquet.
I now request Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt to deliver the welcome address.
Well, Chief Guest of the day, Ms. Meenakshi Srinivasan, Shri Bharat Bhai Sangvi ji, nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Shailesh Patel ji, mentor of the Bangalore Campus and member of the Managing Committee, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Meena Chintamanini, Dr. Rajendran Nargunkar, Director, Bangalore Campus, members of the Board of Management, members of the faculty, staff, and graduating students and their families and invited guests. Well, very good morning to all of you. And this is a very great day for you to celebrate your graduating ceremony today. And I join everyone from the NMIMS in welcoming you to this ceremony of SVKM's NMIMS Bangalore Campus. We are glad that after online convocations, we are celebrating your graduation in person after a gap of 2 years. This is really a great and proud moment for all of us. Your graduating today is really victory in many senses to you, coming out of the catastrophe and online mode of teaching, where greeting tone always used to be, "Am I audible?" to an in-person meeting for this graduation ceremony. I'm glad that we all came out of this crisis consistently learning and growing. It is indeed my great pleasure to welcome our chief guest of the day, Ms. Meenakshi Srinivasan, and our warm welcome to the SVKM's NMIMS Bangalore Campus and the university. I also welcome nominee of Honorable Chancellor Shri Bharat Bhai Ji, gracing this occasion and to celebrate your achievements today. And who are graduating, and your parents must be delighted today, and NMIMS University is gratefully acknowledges their contribution to making it possible for you to reach to this stage. And may I request all the students to rise. And I request everyone to turn to your left where your parents are sitting. And your parents must be delighted today. You please face towards your parents. They are very delighted today. And I think the objective here is that you pay the respect to your parents. And I'm going to read a sentence. You please repeat that in your heart when you are bowing the parents for their blessings. I feel so honored and blessed to have you as my parents and want to express my gratitude for your care and support over the years and helping me to reach this stage of graduation. Thank you for instilling me with a to have these skills with a very high level of aspirations and with the rigor implement them, I assure you that the excellence will be at your doorsteps. Now, during your learning journey, you engrossed yourself to explore the process of decision making, understand the context, imbibe contemporary thinking and advanced technology, learn from the past, envision the future, and redefine and put forward value-creating responses. Your training of critical thinking and out-of-box innovative thinking approaches help you to contemplate on multiple diverse planes. This is a skill, and your ability to juggle between opposite thinking processes that gives you an edge in delivering socially relevant solutions. Your inclusive approach and your commitment characterizes the NMIMS University. Your training has helped you to imbibe evolved communication strategy, focusing on visual, oral, written, graphical, akin to something called metaverse these days, that will help you to translate your ideas into reality. You have all the skills to develop unique syntax and the language not only to communicate your ideas to others, but also to ideate and develop new concepts and effective solutions. You graduate someone who understands the importance of collaborative processes and working with empathy. SBM has added value not only to your learning journey, but it also has added to the footprints of the university. I must say that you are going out in the world with excellent NMIMS credentials. Are you not proud of that? Give a big applause for achieving the great credentials for yourself. But you must remember that wherever you go and whatever you do, your actions will be like your fingerprints, proof of where you have been and what you have touched. So you have a great responsibility towards having those credentials. Every completion has a new beginning, and the accomplishment of your graduation today marks a successful and proud entry into your future endeavors. As you embark upon your journey, I would like to extend my best wishes, hoping that each one of you finds a feeling of contentment and pride in everything you do. I am sure your great efforts and achievements will help you achieve great things in life. Your credentials will take you to much higher places, and I am sure that you will prove yourself and contribute to making the world a better place. The phase of your graduation following the pandemic outbreak turned out to be quite unprecedented for all of us. The pandemic required us to confront challenges on so many dimensions. I believe that we have many reasons to have enormous pride in how you and how we all handled the challenges and this change we faced. I must acknowledge the tremendous support you and your parents provided to the university in these difficult times, and we remain grateful for all the support. We continue to face the risks, but we look forward with great hope and optimism now in the times to come. NMIMS, like all other institutions across the globe, confronted with an unusual, extraordinary situation. The pandemic required us to teach, learn, work remotely. We experienced the real VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. Perhaps if this word was not invented in 80s, it would have been invented now. We interacted with most of you using virtual learning technologies, and we remained conscious of making the learning process engaging and effective. The university rose to the challenge of this emergency. Everyone rose to a critical leadership position, and I am proud that we all worked together, supported each other, and wherever needed, engaged in problem solving and coming with innovative solutions to deal with the challenges effectively. NMIMS has come a long way since March 2020 in excelling in delivering all our programs and academic requirements and ensuring the continuity of our programs. We continue to excel in our team approach and have a very high level of commitment. I thank all for wholeheartedly supporting the academic continuity plan which the VC office under the leadership of Shri Amrish Bhai Patel and Shri Bharat Bhai Sanghvi put in place. Through a distributed leadership approach, we implemented the directions effectively. The support received from everyone, students, faculty, staff, and all the university departments, and our determination and resolve demonstrated our resilience and leading from the front. Through the efforts of everyone, we ensured that we complete all our academic requirements using our synchronous and asynchronous learning mode on time. We ensured the completion of evaluation and examinations on time. We ensured that all the results are declared on time, and particularly we ensured that your progression, who are in the final years, and your future career plans are not impacted because of the COVID and the pandemic. I may say that we ensured continuity of our activities in a severe disruption situation with bold face. And I sincerely thank the faculty and staff of Bangalore Campus for wholeheartedly supporting the academic continuity plan and seamlessly delivering the curriculum during the difficult times. We learned in the process that disruption and change are nothing but to become different. Your learning experience while at NMIMS must have altered your perceptions about the world and yourself. Your learning will continue to be the lens through which you see the world and handle the change and disruption with resilience. Remember, the change and disruption are omnipresent. It will transcend you, build you, and most of all will help you grow. Seize the change and disruption. One thing which helped us to ensure we come out of this crisis with least unintended consequences is the teamwork approach. I feel we learned some lessons that you may find helpful in your future endeavors. First is the distributed leadership and teamwork approach. Supporting each other and volunteerism ensured facing the changes with the least resistance and disruption. The disruption also put us in situations where we did not have any rule book or any previous experience to address the new emerging situations. We all faced unstructured situations where the solutions were worked out after in-depth understanding of the processes and exploring the way forward. I would like to encourage you to see how the distributed leadership around the organization has become an effective tool in handling the change and the disruption which we faced. Second learning is related to the kind of challenges we faced because of the VUCA world. See, there are two VUCA situations which we faced. One is the external VUCA and the other is the inner VUCA. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about the inner VUCA because the inner VUCA world is going to be your superpowers, the powers which will give you an extraordinary ability to handle the future. Now, when you move forward, make sure that when you deal with the volatility, you develop an attitude of responding and not reacting. And as a management student, I'm sure that you know the difference between responding and reacting. Handling the uncertainty, which is the second part of this VUCA situation, make sure that you are not allowing fears to avoid taking risks. Because there is a high chance and probability that the fear will always prevail on many of us, and we may fail to take decisions and particularly a bit of risk taking. So make sure that you do not get gripped by the fear and you take some risks and take the decisions. And also remember that whenever you take the decisions where the risk is involved, it is a very high chance that in times to come we may fail. We must learn how to fail and learn from that failure and make sure that how we are going to make our life in future, which is going to be learning how to learn. And that should be our aim in life, dealing with the VUCA situations of uncertainty. To address complexity, ensure you are able to see and perceive with clarity. And I'm sure that your faculty have taught you several frameworks, several concepts, several in-depth understanding, helping you to develop the in-depth understanding of the number of issues, which will bring a lot of clarity to your mind and to your thinking. So, making sure that if you see the things with clarity and perceive with clarity, you can address the situation of complexity. And your critical thinking skills will help you to link and develop interconnected frameworks of critical variables in the real life world to produce greater clarity. And lastly, to deal with the ambiguity, make sure that you spend some time on contemplation and meditation to quiet your mind, enough to make meaning to handle the ambiguity. I'm sure that if you put these 4 positive attitude tests in practice, you will be coming winner out of this inner VUCA situation. And as I mentioned that handling your inner VUCA challenges will be your superpower, the power that will give you extraordinary ability to handle the future. On this day, we fondly share with our graduating students about our achievements and about our future aspirations. NMIMS is very proud to see the contribution of Honorable Chancellor Shri Amrish Bhai Patel, our trustees, our faculty, staff and students, our alumni, and all our stakeholders taking the NMIMS to new heights. NMIMS is a 4-decade-old premier university in India. Over these years, university has emerged as one of the most credible institutions of higher learning, as reflected by several rankings, ratings, stakeholders' confidence, and reputation. The MBA program of Bangalore Campus has been one of the youngest to get the MBA accreditation in the world, actually. SBM Bangalore Campus ranks number 2 as per the Business India in Karnataka region, and in the pioneering, offering the courses on analytics since last several years, and has been able to capitalize the location and situation because of the IT capital and startup capital in India. Bangalore Campus is proud to have high alumni and industry connect because of its, we are celebrating the 13th batch of MBA and 29th batch of executive MBA programs. This gives us alumni and industry connect and a big support. Global partnerships with leading universities of the world, signing of several MOUs, and recognition of international faculty for their contribution to NMIMS research and teaching and strengthening the research culture of the NMIMS. SBM Bangalore plans to start a unique program like 1+1 with Thunderbird School of Global Management, USA. Students have made a significant and number of marks by winning several awards at national and international levels. The school has put a lot of effort in strengthening industry in partnerships, case competitions, debates, seminars and conferences at national and international level. I congratulate all the teams and mentors who made these achievements possible. The university has started many new programs in the area of entrepreneurship, data sciences, psychology, data analytics, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and cyber security. And in fact, we are very proud that we have among us our chief guest. She represents the new age IT executive who heads the DevOps in the IBM, which is something we had not heard a few years back. And we are also proud to start the many programs in the DevOps security area, DevOps area, machine learning area in times to come. Our students and alumni are highly sought after in national and international firms for their contemporary approach towards defining the problems and solving them with highly evolved tools, analysis and communication. We recognize the contribution of all our alumni to the industry and the society. Well, at the time of your graduation, I may say that we continue to strive best. Our new path is to reinvent ourselves and invent new things. We are determined to pursue our 4 building blocks, which are our strategic goals in some sense, which is knowledge creation, which is relevant and applied, helping society to know the unknowns, demonstrate the leadership and meeting expectations in knowledge creation, enhancing teaching and learning through assurance of learning system, and I appreciate the efforts of the SBM Bengaluru to incorporate the trends in the academics and research in their curriculum, and making NMIMS known, recognized for its academic excellence and the most preferred institution of learning. And lastly, our 4th building block is aligning stakeholders and meeting their aspirations. While pursuing our strategy, we are conscious of the fact that highest goals of management have transitioned from profit maximization principles to a mission of value creation with integrity and being ESG sensitive in the current times. Given the infinite variety of business situations that can be as varied as life itself, the purpose of management is to improve human life by creating value with integrity. The endeavors must be as sensible as nature itself and delivering everything from that central idea of nature, and flowering into the beautiful entity and being ESG compliant. All along, wherever your roles transition from your being what you are currently joining in the industry to moving to the digital experts or decoding the prevailing contemporary business and social discourses in future through your management understanding and expressions, make sure that ethical value creation is always your North Star to guide you. And I hope that you will follow the ethical value creation principles very religiously. You also learned at the NMIMS during your civic engagement program, and you always feel that there is a wisdom, strength, and power in the community. So do not forget these lessons which you learned at the school. Make it mission of your life to find and build community wherever and whenever you go. Well, years from now, when you look back, I assure you that you will feel nothing but proud of your alma mater. Last 2 years of experience and the learning from remote and attending online classes, you may like to recreate your NMIMS experience, some of it at least, in the times to come. For that, I suggest that you may consider visiting us as frequently as you can, and I assure you the leadership of Bangalore Campus will greet you always. You may like to spend some time discussing your achievements and experiences with your favorite faculty, and from my side, there is an open invitation to visit to us at Mumbai campus and spend an evening with me and my office at the Vice Chancellor's office over a cup of coffee to discuss your future aspirations. I'm sure that wherever you go, you will create your own legacy and make sure that in your life, after you go out in the real world, you always sometimes take some point of time out of your schedule to see the sunsets and sunrises occasionally. I'm speaking this from my experience. My son, perhaps he never either sees the sunset or the sunrise, and I'm making this recommendation to all of you. At least make some time to see at least once in a month, couple of sunrises and couple of sunsets. And when you feel lost in the entangled web of challenges, know the way out of it is simple. Speak to your family, friends, and teachers. So keep in touch and speak with them frequently. May I close by saying we really live in a challenging times. Great events are on the march in the world today. This is no time for defeatism. This is a gripping time, and anybody who believes in things and who would like to see a life of happiness and contentment ahead need to join this battle. God give us strength to face this challenge and challenges and give you the strength to do the best in your life. Do good things and make sure you create a legacy, and one day you can say with pride that you did extraordinary things. Always remember, the school, the campus is yours, the university is yours, and it will always be yours. God bless you and all the best in your life.
Thank you, sir, for your wise words. I would now like to request Director Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar to give a roundup of the year 2021-2022 of the Bengaluru campus.
Good morning and welcome to the graduation ceremony 2022 of NMIMS Bangalore Campus. It's my pleasure and pleasant duty also to welcome all the dignitaries on this side from NMIMS Mumbai, our honorable chief guest for today, and graduating students from the Bangalore programs, members of the press, parents, and guests, and present a roundup of this year gone by, 21-22. I would like to apprise you of what brand NMIMS Bangalore has been up to in the last year or so. The MBA program is now in its 12th and 13th year, with 10 cohorts having graduated and the 11th graduating today. Also, the 25th batch of the PGDM Executive, which has been our first and flagship program, weekend program, which is graduating today, along with the second batch of the PGD in Banking and Financial Services, which is also graduating today. A total of 214 candidates from all these programs are graduating, 175 from the MBA, 30 from the PGDM Executive, and 9 from the Banking and Financial Services PG program. In the MBA program, we have been consistent with 100% placements for the 11th year running. A few prominent recruiters this year were VMware, Dell, Accenture, ICICI Bank, HSBC, E&Y, KPMG, JP Morgan, Britannia, and MTR. The average salary this year was rupees 11.8 lakhs per annum, and the highest salary offered was 19.6 lakhs per annum for the MBA program. The inaugural program for the 29th batch of the PGDM Executive Program was held virtually on 16th January 2022. We have 2 intakes for this weekend program, and it has been one of our successful outreaches into the executive world. We also conducted a corporate connect event, which we do on a regular basis, but for the last 2 years, it has been difficult to do so physically, but we managed to do one in March, on the 26th of March recently, physically, where about 40 industry people were invited, including 5 panelists. And we had a very interesting panel discussion on the future-ready curriculum for the MBA program. And some of our alumni from the executive program also participated in this event. Coming to research, 17 research papers have been published by our faculty from September 2021, when we held the last convocation virtually, till today. Also, a few other articles, I'll elaborate on a few of those. First, publications by faculty. Dr. Deepak Sharma, Associate Professor of HR, published an article in Economic Times, actually several articles, I'm just quoting one or two. One on sexual harassment at the workplace, and another on employee engagement, both in the ET, Economic Times. Journal papers, Dr. Ram Shastri published in Corporate Governance and Sustainability Review an article or a paper titled Corporate Governance, Institutional Investor Type and Firm Performance. Dr. Neha Chabra Roy co-authored an article titled Sustainable Hydroelectric Power Project Planning under Socio-Economic and Environmental Concerns using an index-based approach in another journal. And she also did a publication with Dr. Sri Lekha titled Sustainable Response System Building Against Insider-Led Cyber Frauds in Banking Sector, a machine learning approach in the Journal of Financial Crime. Dr. Santosh Channappa published an article titled Firm Age, Sales Growth and Survival of Internationalized SMEs. Does human capital play a role? In the Journal of Economic and Administrative Sciences. Dr. V.V. Gopal co-authored a case study, Insider versus Outsider, who's better? The case of Zine Furnishings in Emerald Emerging Markets case studies. Some more faculty achievements. Dr. Narayani Ramchandran, Associate Professor and Chairperson of our SBM Bangalore MBA program, and Dr. Sridarshan Kaundinya, Associate Professor and Chairperson of the BSc Finance program, have been recognized as CGMA academic champions by the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, UK, which is a creditable recognition. A case study co-authored by Dr. N. Barnabas has won the best case study title in the AIMA ICRC case writing competition 2022 recently. Dr. Narayani also co-hosted a book talk, which is a series that is performed at different campuses or hosted by different campuses of NMIMS. So we hosted this, or Dr. Narayani on our behalf co-hosted it, and this brought the reluctant billionaire himself out of hiding, maybe for a short while. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. Mr. Dilip Sanghvi of Sun Pharma was the reluctant billionaire. That's the title of the book about which the book talk was. And he spoke about his experiences in the pharma sector and shared a lot of enriching experiences from his own life journey. Coming to student achievements, I'll list a few. Diksha Surana and Hemish Shah were the national winners of CAFTA's Case Championship 2020 in the PG category conducted by ENY. Niranjan Tungare was the national winner of the M&A case competition organized by IMT Ghaziabad and a finance quiz competition organized by IIM Lucknow. Mayank Modi and Niranjan Tungare were the zonal finalists of CFA Research Challenge. Priyanka Kamare published an article, Talent Management Through Designing Positive EX, the ROI Approach, for Business Manager HR Magazine, along with Dr. Deepak Sharma. Shivam Uppal was the national finalist in the event Brand Otsava, conducted by Marcel Marketing Club of NMIMS, Navi Mumbai. Shwetlana Mahapatra and Varsha Yadav were the finalists in Toy-Kathon, a Government of India national level competition for the year 2021, and Shwetlana Mahapatra secured the first position in the Balancing Act national case competition organized by IIM Vishakhapatnam in the year 21-22, that's the current year. Sumit Swami, Shruti Chaube and Suraj Wadia were the national level winners of a case study competition, Infracto, organized by IIM Nagpur. National level winners of case study competition, Ex-Marketer, organized by IIM Shillong. Sumit Swami and Shruti Chaube were national level winners of the case study competition, Plandemic, organized by IIT Madras. Some student activities that went on in the year that went by. The flagship event of Equinox called E-Summit 2022 was organized on 12th February. It covered success stories, among other things, of women entrepreneurs like Falguni Nair founder of NICA, Suchi Mukherjee, founder at Lime Road, Vandana Luthra, founder at VLCC, and Anita Dongre, founder of House of Anita Dongre. The HR Club Hriday held its flagship event, HR Symposium, and it was marked by the presence of distinguished HR professionals from different industries sharing their insights and experiences on 30th January 2022. Starting October 21, Noesis, the Literary and Photography Club of NMIMS Bangalore, started a monthly newsletter. I hope everybody is getting a copy regularly. It's called The Gist, with a wide variety of interesting articles written by students as well as faculty and reporting of events. Mudra, the Finance Club, assisted in conducting the CFA Institute Research Challenge 21-22 in our campus. The team members also stood as the national finalists in Seeking Alpha 21 of NMIMS Mumbai. Operations Conclave is the flagship event of Nirantar, the Operations Club. So this year the theme of Operations Conclave was Sustainability through Green Supply Chain, a very contemporary topic. Replacement of linear supply chain with closed loop circular supply chain. The PR cell of NMIMS Bangalore, among other things that they do, organized several significant events, TEDx being one of them. And this was centered around the theme of minuscule yet monumental this year, took place on November 20th, 2021, and had extremely talented speakers from various domains: journalism, medicine, founder directors of companies, IAS officer, and motivational speaker from ISKCON. Lakshya, the sports committee of NMIMS Bangalore, organized events like Battlegrounds Mobile India NSL auction inspired by IPL auction, NSL Fantasy League, NSL Poker, and NSL Chess. All the games were organized virtually, which is quite remarkable, starting July and up to February 22. The cultural committee welcomed new students to the institution and encouraged their creative impulses so that they can gain confidence and pursue their interests. The committee came up with various events like Friendship Day, Halloween Day, Christmas Day, and also celebrated Republic Day and Independence Day with great fervor. The events were organized virtually, keeping in mind the pandemic. Udyam, the Social Responsibility Committee of NMIMS Bangalore, organized events like Walkathon, Joy of Giving Week with an NGO to donate and raise funds for COVID-19, and the We Care activity. Insignia, the Alumni Committee, organized mentoring sessions with our alumni for the current students and kept a high level of engagement with alumni for other activities as well. I hope that gave you a quick glance or a glimpse into what we did at NMIMS Bangalore in the past 1 year. I would like to close wishing all the graduating students all their best in life and career. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It indeed has been a great year for NMIMS Bangalore. I would now like to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to formally permit our graduating students to be presented to receive their MBA.
I now request Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, Chairperson, MBA Program, to present the list of graduating candidates to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. I also request nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Bharat Sanghvi, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Director, Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar, to come forward for handing over the MBA degree to the graduating students.
ready? I'll start. Honorable Vice Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates, including the candidates in absentia, who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the MBA. Apurva Nandivada, Monica Reddy, you should be ready to go. Naman Bhatia, Parimi Ratan Datta, Rishabh Rati, Sakshi Saravogi, Shubham Tiwari, Trishla Gupta, Yusra Shai, Abhijit Banerjee, Aditya Srivatsava, Aditya Joshi, Anish Parhi, Anubhav Nahata, Gaurisha Bajpai, Hasha Mangwani, Kuntapalli Sri Teja, Kshitij Goyal, Masoom Mittal, Pulkit Jain, Sagun Agarwal, Sakshi Sharma, Sarthak Singhal, Sneha Kotian, Tanvi Khandwala, Tarunaditya Karwa, Vinayak Kapoor, Aishwarya Girida, Akash Chaturvedi, Ananya Tikmani, Anishka Srivatsava, Daksh Shukla, Niranjan Tungare, Ojaswita, Rihasha Kittur, Sahil Gupta, Shantanu Madda, Sumit Swami, Uppuluri Krishna Sahiti, Vemula Vamshi, Aisha Desai, Chaitanya Pota Pragada, Isha Shaini, Ishna Gulati, Manasa Tanam, Mayank Sharma, Mehul Agarwal. Shivani Raipat. I can't. Shruti Chaubi. Simran Sindwani. Sneha Elsa John. Abhishek Chaudhary. Rakshit Shetty. Ankit Sharma. Jasravnak Kohli. Pranav Bhartiya. Srilekha Banerjee. Anuj Goyal. Mehul Kumar. Aman Raj. Saloni Soni. Vartika Jain. Ria Bowser. Divyanshu Shekhar. Pooja Penumacha. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Professor Krishna Dhurba, Chairperson PGDM Executive Program, to present the list of graduating candidates to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. I also request Honorable Chairman Local Management Committee, Shri Shailesh Patel, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Director Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar to come forward for the handing over of the PGDM degree to the graduating students.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates, including the candidates in absentia who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the diploma in the postgraduate diploma in management executive. Anil Kumar N. Indasekaran Palani. Linda Shiny. Pradeep Thomas. Raj Pratap Solanki. Santosh Ranade. Shaini Chakrabarti. Shajimohan Ravi. Congrats. Siddharth A.M. Somaya Saidi. Balabhaskara Rao Mangena. Monica Mathur. Pamela Raina. Trita Shenai. Smita Sinha. Anurag Dixit. Manish Sharma. Nishant Patak. Sachindra Bar. Sanjana Samudrala. Santoshi Vengurlekar, Shrikant Bentur, Smriti Ranjan Sabat, Sudipta Banerjee, Sudhir Kumar Lanka, Ripan Paul, and Ajinkya Kharade.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Neha Chabra Roy, Chairperson, PGD BFS Program, to present the list of graduating students to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. I also request Honorable Chairman, Local Management Committee, Shri Shailesh Patel, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Director, Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar, to come forward for handing over the PGD BFS degree to the graduating students.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates, including the candidates in absentia, who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the postgraduate diploma in banking and financial services. Varsha Sharma. Sanjeev Vashisht. Soumya Ganesh. Anish Rachuri. Rishabh Gupta. Rishabh Gupta. Tithi Sangvi. Ashwin Taneja. Kumar Anurag.
Thank you, ma'am. I now would like to request Director Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar to announce the Best Student and Merit Awards to the graduating cohorts of Bengaluru Campus. I also invite Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Meenakshi Srinivasan, and Chairman, Local Management Committee, Shri Shailesh Patel, to present the medals to the top-ranking students. I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to please join them on stage.
I'll begin with the Dean's list comprising the top 10% of MBA program. Start with Niranjan Tungare. followed by Sagun Agarwal. Next two in the list are Sahiti Krishna and Aman Raj. Give them a minute. The next two are Mehul Kumar and Apurva Nandivada. Next, I'll call Rihasha Kittur and Harsha Mangwani. Next, Monica Reddy and Sneha Kotian. Followed by Aditya Srivastava and Pooja Penumachar. Can go ahead. Next is the Dean's List for the PGDM Executive Program, academic year 21-22. The three students are Raj Pratap Solanki, Sudhir Kumar Lanka, and Treta Shenai. for the Banking and Financial Services Program, Dean's List, there's one student, Soumya Ganesh. The next announcement is for rank holders of different programs. In the MBA program, the first rank goes to Sagun Agarwal. Second, Garvi Samaria, who is absent, unfortunately not able to make it today. And the third is Shwetlana Mahapatra, also absent. For the PGDM executive program, we have two rank holders. The first, Raj Pratap Solanki. And second is Sudhir Kumar Lanka. For the Diploma in Banking and Financial Services, we have the first rank, Soumya Ganesh. There's one special award to end the rank holders list. This is called the Best Student of the Year, which takes into account academics, extracurriculars, and other contributions to the institute. And this year, the Best Student of the Year is Niranjan Tungare. Congratulations to everybody, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to authorize the graduating students to wear their robes ordained as insignia of their certificates.
By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Management of SVKM's NMIMS as Vice Chancellor, I hereby declare all of you who are present and those who are permitted to remain absent are admitted to the respective degrees. I hereby charge you to uphold the dignity and the value of the degree awarded to you by this university in your life and profession. I request Shri Bharat Sanghvi ji, nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, to confer the degrees. Sir.
Tough task, isn't it? I hereby confer the MBA degrees.
Thank you, sir. It is my privilege to introduce our honorable chief guest for the day, Ms. Meenakshi Srinivasan, an accomplished technology leader with several years of experience in the field of management, service strategy, and delivery. She has extensive exposure in managing transformation programs across geographies and different cultures at various organization levels, while leading cross-functional teams spread across geographies to drive excellence in operations and performance for the organization. She has also managed IT infrastructure service portfolios, program delivery, and business development functions with focus on customer satisfaction, and worked on complex engagements covering cloud, infrastructure as a service project management services. Currently, being the partner at Global DevSecOps Practice, IBM Consulting, she runs some of the most strategic portfolios within IBM hybrid cloud services, such as DevSecOps, AIOps, FinOps, and many others. She currently leads a global practice of practitioners specialized in advanced solutions to manage a wide variety of hybrid cloud solutions as a service to ensure maximum client value. She is a proponent of a platform approach to DevOps and DevSecOps, which is well recognized as the next gen of DevSecOps by leading analysts. She has led many large-scale client transformations by helping formulate strategies for scale adoption of Agile and DevOps solutions. She is a strong proponent of end-to-end DevOps, which has been accepted across various clients as well as market analysts as the right approach to DevOps transformations. It's an honor to have you with us today, ma'am. I now request Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Meenakshi Srinivasan, to deliver the graduation ceremony address.
I'm absolutely honored and humbled among all of you guys and respected dignitaries on the stage, my colleagues, or if I want to be a professor tomorrow, all of you will become my colleagues. So all the teachers here, my beloved students and people from the media and parents, I'm really fumbling for words because I'm a double graduate. I've never received my degree in my hand in both the graduation time. So when I see so many of you coming and receiving your degree, I go back to how my father would have felt when he was receiving the degree in his hands on my behalf, right? So thanks a lot for getting me here. I'm absolutely humbled and honored to be here. So I also want to thank my parents, my teachers, my coaches, my family, and every single person that I've come across in my life so far, from whom I've learned. I've learned a lot, and I'm standing here because of who they are and what they've taught me. So thank you to everyone for that. So when I was thinking through what should I be talking here, right? I'm sure that all the management gyan has been taught to you, right, by all the professors. They're all sitting here. I was thinking that I need to do a quick recap of what I have done in my life and then get into what is in store that I see for you, right? And what are the opportunities and the challenges ahead of you, which you should be able to capitalize with all the things that you've learned, right? And this is just a beginning, right? This is not an end. This is the beginning of a journey that each of you are going to have in your career. So I come from the Temple City, Madurai, right? And I graduated and I did my computer science and I did my MBA from Madurai Kamaraj University. And I was so passionate about systems, right? Finance and systems is what I mastered in. And I was, because I come from the computer science background, I went ahead and started my career into hardcore coding, right? So I'm a very techie in hand, but I can still code, right? So that's what I do. So when I started off that, obviously, I can create new things. What obviously inspired me to be what I am today is I create things, right? Whenever I create something, I get excited about it. So the creation of what I can do and the value that I can add to my clients is something that always kept me going, right? So the company that I'm in today, so I'm here, this is my 25th year, right? Like many other IT companies, I've not really moved on to multiple companies. I stayed where I am because I absolutely got whatever I wanted to do in my life, right? And I've done multiple roles, and I absolutely moved up in my career doing project management, portfolio management, and then getting onto the market, talking to the clients. And again, I'm creating new things with the new technology and how I can help clients, right? Just to give you a view of what I'm doing or get a feel of what I'm doing. So all the mission critical workloads, when you say mission critical workload, I don't want to be technology, I don't want to use technology terms, right? So I'm just trying to avoid using that. So you're in the airport, you have the air traffic controller, right? It is also a system, right? So when the air traffic controller system is managed today, imagine all of them is getting shifted to cloud. I'm sure cloud is not a new word for many of you guys. When that happens, what if I have not built the system reliable, right? Will you ever get into the aircraft? Will you ever travel by flight, right? What happens that if the systems are not reliable, I will be telling two pilots to land in the same runway or ask a pilot to land when the other one is taking off, right? So how do I make systems reliable? How do I build systems using whatever is the technology available, right? So that it is good for the society, it is good for the clients that I work for, is what I do. So that is just a quick recap of what I've done in the last 20, 25 years, right? And the topic that I really wanted to talk to you, I think our Vice Chancellor did cover it. What has pandemic done to us, right, as individuals? Whatever we thought were BAU, business as usual, suddenly became a luxury, right? I'm not able to get out of my house. I'm not able to hug my kids. I'm not able to walk in the street. I'm not able to come to the college. I'm not able to go to my office, right? All of that suddenly started feeling completely alien, right? And whatever we have been inhaling and exhaling oxygen, suddenly it became precious, right? All of us started figuring out where is the oxygen and how am I going to kind of look around for that, right? So the clear pandemic has taught us that anything can happen to us, and Vice Chancellor also talked about the VUCA world, right? And this is the real VUCA that at least our generation have seen. In terms of everything is uncertain, we don't know what's happening around us. That's exactly what we were all woke up one day morning to, right? But then the beauty of the thing is we all started adapting. As you can see, it is not just the survival of the fittest, it is also the survival of who adapts, right? The only when we are able to adapt to the challenges, when we are able to kind of get on to it and then start figuring out, we all figured out how to do it, right? You all were in colleges, suddenly you started doing everything through virtual, and I'm sure all the faculties also have gone through the thing of how do I deliver a lecture virtually, right? It's always on, where somebody is listening to me, I can't even see their face, I can't see their body language, is something getting onto the head or not? Same with the schools, right? At least all of you are grown up, but then look at the teachers, right? They have to start teaching everything differently. The school system suddenly started looking at how do I do a virtual classroom, how do I do get everybody together, how do I feel united, right? How do I get the same problem I had with my employees, right? Everybody wanted to go back. They all wanted to go back to where they belong to because they found it very easier to be safer with their families, right? And that is what everybody wanted to be. Everybody was worried equally, right? And what's happening around. So when everybody started moving around, what they really needed was a very good internet connection for the profession that I am in. You need a good internet connection and you need a good backup power supply. Nothing else is needed, right? Then everything else is taken care of, right? So we all started adopting to work. Our clients started adopting to that mode. I know there are many banking and financial institutions who used to have restricted workplace, right? Within the IBM offices, we used to have those floors which are again restricted, right? From there, suddenly we have started saying that you can work from home, you can work from wherever you are, but we still need to keep up the commitment to what we can deliver to the client. That's what happened to all of us, right? Everything that we took for granted, we started realizing the value of it, right? We started feeling gratitude that we are alive every day, right? We started feeling that, yes, I am alive without an oxygen cylinder. That's exactly what happened to all of us. Same thing companies faced. The companies which could adapt to the change, which could start getting onto the digital transformation faster, survived. The ones which could not, absolutely had a lot of struggles. Even today, I see that many of them are literally thinking about what next. Is going to be a wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, how am I going to kind of take care of it? What is it that I need to do is what everybody is talking about. So there are 5 emerging trends with all that has happened in the pandemic that I'm seeing, which I want you to be aware of. And you have to prepare yourself to get into the world, because you are all the people who got educated during the COVID, and you're getting into a world with full of challenges, right? So what are the challenges that I see? Number 1, it is the social contract which is in the docket, right? Number 2, it is the question of how do I bring the emotional quotient of the employee also taken into consideration, or what do we call it as mindful leadership, right? That's exactly is what is needed, right? Number 3 is more about the entire supply chain broke up during COVID, right? And you are getting into the world where the supply chain is broken. Number 4 is it's always winning and losing with technology, right? You absolutely have to adopt technology in whichever form and whichever area that you're going to be working on, right? And the last but not the least is it's all about virtual enterprises, or virtuality is a reality. So these are the 5 challenges you're going to face. So let me try explaining what it is. So when I talk about social contract is on the docket, what do I mean by that? COVID really exposed the social inequalities that existed in the society, and that also brought out a lot of changes that needs to be done into the policies and procedures, which were very, very inefficient organizationally, nationally, and internationally. That's exactly what COVID has done. So now everybody is talking about sustainable growth, sustainable environment, and the Paris Agreement has now, every company is going to commit that they are going to be operating at net zero, right? My carbon emission has to become zero by 2030 or 2050, depending on where the organizations are. What does it mean to you? So how each and every work and the leadership roles that you're going to take in the organization, you have to start thinking about sustainability, which nobody was thinking about it 10 years back. Right? You need to start thinking about what is my carbon emission, can I really baseline it, how am I going to build the entire systems that support my business into a sustainable environment. That's what is happening with respect to the social contract. It's going to be published everywhere that where is this organization standing with respect to the carbon emission, right? That's exactly where the sustainable growth and sustainable organizations, sustainable operations, all of that is going on. Number 2 is about how am I really going to take care of my employees? Because so far everybody was worried about, do I get the people into the office or not, physically. It is not just physical health, it is also going to be the mental health and emotional health of the individuals that's going to matter a lot. It's been proven scientifically that an employee who is mentally, physically, and emotionally is active and happy is producing 10% more productivity than others. Right? And COVID has been very cruel on many of the people, right? And that way, the organizations have also started accepting the fact that the emotional well-being of employees, and that's the only way they're going to bring their entire self into the organization, right? Otherwise, they are going to be just present physically, but mentally they are going to be worried about something else, right? That becomes an important aspect. And also the inclusion. When I say inclusive culture, each of you as leaders, when you go out and get into an organization, need to build an inclusive culture. Diversity is no longer something that is nice to have. It's absolutely must to have. It's been proven that an organization which is a diversely enabled organization, an inclusive culture is built, they are able to produce 10% on the top. I'm not even talking about cost cutting, I'm talking about the revenue it is able to produce. It's not just a gender diversity I'm talking about, it is how we kind of include everyone with diverse thoughts, right? And the diverse perspective, as absolutely diverse, gender diversity also matters, but these are all the areas that are coming up when I talk about employee well-being, and being a mindful leader, right? I'm using the word mindful leadership here because you absolutely have to be thinking about all the aspects of employees, not just whether they're physically present or not, right? And then the third part of it is about the supply chain. The supply chain completely broken. We all witnessed it, right? When we saw whether it is the administration of all the COVID vaccines, or it is something to do with your oxygen cylinders, or the bare necessities that we all needed to survive in this pandemic period. We could identify many, it's like the systems are not integrated, the systems are not intelligent enough, right, to start thinking about it. So whichever organization or the business that you're going to be leading, you need to start thinking through on, are my supply chains intelligent, integrated, and it is able to support anything that comes up. The irony is you need to start preparing for an unprecedented or unpredictable future. You have to start planning for it now, which is inevitable, right? We have seen that. We have seen it in the last 2 years that whether you like it or not, we are going to be facing these kind of VUCA world much more often. So are we geared up for that? Are your systems as well as your entire supply chain ready for that? Is something that you need to start thinking through, right? The fourth one is winning and losing with technology. So earlier, I was talking to one of my friends, I was telling them that earlier they used to say that whether the girl knows how to cook, right? When they get married, now then it moved into, does the guy also need to cook? Now it has become, can they both order in Swiggy, right? That is where the food is coming from now, right? Most of the places, right? So that is where what we always say that it is the basic need of a human, food itself is outsourced, right? That's where the technology has taken us, right? So in your, whichever business that you're going to be running, winning or losing will happen with technology. Technology is no longer a support to a business. I'll give you an example where some of the clients that I work with, all of you have credit cards. I'm sure you'll be paying through a MasterCard or a Visa card. If the payment gateway is slow for whatever reasons, what do? You're trying to pay a bill and it's stuck, it's not coming back, what do? If you're trying to make an impulsive buying, you might be thinking, oh, God is telling me not to buy, so let me walk out. Or you might be thinking, oh, let me ditch this card, let me pay it through a Visa card, or let me pay it by some other means, or none of us carry so much of cash to do this purchases, so that way the exact company, whether it is a Master or a Visa or a Diners or Amex, they are losing a client because of a technical glitch. So we are no longer in the back-end system, we are no longer, IT is no longer looked up as a system which is helping me to automate, which is helping me to reduce the human effort. It is getting into the driver's seat, whether we like it or not. Instead of business running the IT has started getting into the driver's seat to run the business. So when we are getting into that kind of a world, how much are you aware of what are all the art of the possibilities? What are the exponential technologies, whether it is IoTs or blockchain or the edge computing or the quantum computings of the world? How is it going to help you to run your business is something that you need to start thinking through, right? In this pandemic, it's been proven, I think it was a market analyst report which said that 65% of the companies have accelerated their digital transformation, which means that they were going slow. They never believed that technology and the trusted data and all of that will be a problem. But pandemic did not give them an opportunity, right? Pandemic literally made everybody to go online, right? We started ordering food online. We started buying our essentials online. We started doing everything online. So that way, what has happened is technology absolutely has disrupted the way the business is run today. So are you geared up for that? Do you know the business that you're going to be taking up, how technology can help you? So it's always winning or losing with technology. The last 1 year of pandemic has accelerated the digital transformation by 10x times, right? That's exactly where you are getting into. You absolutely have to adopt or you lose, right? Then comes the piece of how am I going to bring all of this together into what do we call it as virtual enterprise, right? In a virtual enterprise, imagine if everything is virtual, right? The teachers take classes, you attend the lectures, right? The teachers are trusting that you are attending, right? Instead of looking at you like this physically, the trust factor becomes very, very high when we talk about virtual enterprises, right? It's become much more open and trustworthy organizations, which absolutely empowers you to be more innovative. The moment trust is there, the innovation quotient obviously is going up. That is what we have seen, right? So that way, you are geared up you are getting into an organization which is either a virtual enterprise already or will become a virtual enterprise tomorrow. So you absolutely have to gear up yourself on how are you going to work in that environment where you don't have a choice other than to trust. You don't have a choice other than to discuss things openly and get everything together collaboratively, right? This is exactly where you are getting in. Okay, fine, all this is fine. You talked about how I have to change, how I have to become socially responsible, sustainable environment, sustainable organization, adopting technology, and how do I build integrated, intelligent supply chain management and virtual enterprise. So what is the skill that you need? I think when Vice Chancellor was talking, I was like, how did he copy all my notes? That's what I was thinking, right? So he exactly pointed out, talking about a skill called learnability, right? You absolutely learn this skill called learnability. It is the question of learning and unlearning too. In many of the places, you need to start unlearning also, right? In my last 25 years of my career, that to me being in technology and tech savvy, I've learned and unlearned multiple times. If you think that whatever you have studied now is enough, no. It's just, sorry, but it's just a beginning. You need to learn to unlearn. You need to learn. That becomes the key, because that's how the entire thing is changing, right? Obviously, passionate about anything that you do, right? The moment you start talking about passion, you obviously will become dedicated, and you will give your 100%. You will be able to kind of get into, when any obstacle comes, you know how to kind of face it, right? In every challenge that you see, you will look at that as an opportunity if you're passionate about it. Otherwise, that will become an obstacle, and you will just keep giving reasons of why you can't achieve your dream or your passion. So what is important is being passionate about anything you do, whatever that you take up, be passionate about it. When you start becoming passionate about it, you will no longer complain about this work-life balance, right? That is another famous terminology, or the term that's being used by everyone, saying work-life balance. There is no, the demarcation between work and life. The COVID has made it worse. Everybody has started working from home. How do I do it? You will figure out a way. You absolutely will figure out a way. I start some of my days, because I support because I do a global role out of India. I support around the world. Some days I start early, right? Some days I stay back late, right? I adjust it. I kind of drive my own agenda of how I want to really manage my life, right? And I always use this term called work-life integration than a work-life balance, because the moment you say balance, which means that one will be high, one will be low, I have to keep balancing it. I call it as work-life integration, so that I am able to integrate things better. That makes you feel much better, right, than a work-life balance, right? That's the reason I always talk about work-life integration, right? Then the other important aspect is about basic, very, very basic, which I strongly believe in, is integrity. If you don't have integrity, and if you think that you're trying to fool around with people, they will easily figure out. Maybe you will get away with first time, second time, they will easily figure out. So what is very, very important is integrity. Integrity is like the basement of a 200-story building that you're trying to build. If the integrity is missing, absolutely it is going to be a shaky environment. You will never be able to build beyond, or the building will fall down. So that way integrity becomes your base. Be passionate about anything that you're doing. Learn to unlearn and learn to learn, right? And always look at work-life integration, right? And look for a holistic life. When I say holistic life, it is all the aspects of life, right? It is not like only one aspect of my professional, or just focusing on personal or spiritual or emotional or mental. You are a person, you are a human being. You need to have all the aspects of your life covered, right? Otherwise, it will always be in the back of your mind that how do I balance things? So look at what is important to you. Maybe your career is important to you in the next 2 years, 3 years. You are taking a call, right? It's me who's deciding. It's not imposed on by somebody else. The moment you take the responsibility, I liked again what Vice Chancellor said about responsive and reaction, right? So that way, when I feel that I'm responsible for it, I'm not going to blame anybody else. So that itself will reduce 90% of your problem, right? Today we all feel we're victims of what's going on around us. If all of us become responsible, then we will be able to kind of manage whatever we are doing, right? So that way, being responsible for all the aspects of our life is in our hands. Nobody is going to do it for you, nobody is going to enforce it on you. So with that, let me congratulate each one of you once again, right? And wishing you all the very best. And let me pray to God that the God bless you with abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and inner peace, so that you are able to achieve all the dreams that you are slotted to achieve. And with that, let me thank everyone for giving me this opportunity, and special thanks to Narayani for reaching me out. to have this wonderful opportunity to meet up with all of you and share some of what I think might be relevant to you. Right? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your experiences in life with all the graduating students present here. On behalf of NMIMS Bangalore, I would now like to take this opportunity to thank all our dignitaries, faculty members, academic staff members, parents and family, and the media partners for taking out the time and gracing this occasion with your presence. I would also like to congratulate all the graduating students on this momentous occasion. The hard work and sheer dedication throughout these years have finally paid off. On behalf of the entire NMIMS management, we wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors and hope all of you accomplish all the goals in life.
I now request Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Meena Chintamaneni to initiate the closure of the graduation ceremony 2022.
I request nominee of Honorable Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, Shri Bharat Sanghvi, to declare the convocation of Bangalore Campus 2022 convocation closed.
I declare the convocation ceremony 2022 of the NMIMS Bengaluru Campus closed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let us all rise for the national anthem. I request all the dignitaries, faculty members, and students to come back to the auditorium for the group photographs post-lunch.
and the degree certificates before going for lunch after the photograph session. So for now, can we remain seated in the auditorium itself?
Get people. ಲೈವ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿ ಸಿಗೋದು ಮಗ ಮುಂದೆ ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳು ತಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ರು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಮಗ ಹಿಂಗಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಒಂದು ಬರೋಣ ಎಸ್ ಹಲೋ ಆಯ್ತಾ
ಯಾರಿಲ್ವಾ ಕ್ಲೋಸರ್ ವೈಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ
ವೈಡ್
ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಕಾಲ ಇದೆ ಓಕೆನಾ
ಹಾಂ ಇರಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ಡನ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ ರೆಡಿ ಈಗ ರೆಡಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಎಸೆಲ್ವಾ ಅದು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್
ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ
ಹಾಂ ಮಾಡಲ್ವಾ
ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಫೋಟೋ
ಇದೇನು ಲೈವ್ ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡ ಕಿತ್ ಬಿಸಾಕ್ಲತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ರೆಡಿ ನೀನು ರೆಡಿಯಾಗ
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೂವ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಲಿಟಲ್ ಎಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೀ ರೆಡಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬೇಕಾ ಲೈವ್ ಬೇಕಾ ತಗದ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ ಬೇಕಾ ಇರಲಾ ಹಾಂ ಓಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
ಓಕೆ
ಹಾಂ ಓಕೆ
Division C.
ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದವರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅವ್ರು ನನ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು
ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ.
Division D, kindly be ready.
ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು ರೆಡಿ ಎಸ್
ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವರು.
ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಓಕೆ ಎಸ್ ಬಾಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್ ಸರ್
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
ಆಯ್ತಾ.
Division outside for the press conference after the photographs.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
you.
I request all the non-teaching staff members to please come on the stage for a group photo.
आगे रखो ना थैंक यू इवಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು Thank you.